gotta be an idiot to bet on that parlay.
It's DTF or bust.
Put it on my mama's porch tomorrow.
Welcome back to another Hold My Bev. I am your co-host, Dylan Fields, and you might notice there's somebody not here today. That is Brandon Park, the host. He is going to either be late or not show up at all today. But that's okay. He's a busy man. But I'm in good company with my good friend, Dave Corrigan. Hello, Dave.
Howdy, D-man. How's it going?
It's good. We've also got a special guest attending tonight's episode that will be presented later on whenever he gets here. Dave, before we get rolling in this week's episode of our weekly picks, I wanted to go over the recap of last week's picks, and it looks like you and I were favorable over the rest. We only had one of three picks that landed. Not very profitable as we were in the negative here. Let's just run through it. The only pick I had that went green would have been the Chargers winning. Yours was what? Arizona favorite?
Yep, Arizona favorite. Thank you,
Yep.
Marvin Harrison Jr. and Kyler Murray. Welcome back.
Yeah, finally, welcome to the NFL.
Yes.
Mr. Park was not profitable as he went 0-3, and the lad also went 0-3. But I do want to point out, though, the lad did correct me when I made his picks for him. He wanted the spreads, not the money lines, but I think both still lost.
Both still lost outright.
Mhm.
Outright losers. Yeah.
Yeah. So, we will have more picks tonight. Oh my gosh. Ladies and gentlemen, your special guest, a special guest of honor.
On the bat phone. Connecting.
Here he comes.
Straight from the bar. Hopefully paid his tab. The one, the only, on mute. Drum roll.
Where is he? We'll let him get himself figured out here. It is week 3 of the NFL season. We've got a bunch of games to go over before either Brandon gets here or doesn't. We don't know if he's going to fly in his helicopter. We're just going to get rolling with it. First game this Thursday night, tonight, if you're listening today when this comes out, we've got the New England Patriots at the New York Jets, Jets being the home favorites. Kind of a low under at 38.5, 6-point spread. This game's probably going to be doo-doo unless Aaron Rodgers shows up. I'd like to see Jacoby Brissett do something and pull off an upset here. There's the lad. The lad is home. He has returned.
Welcome.
Let's
Breathalyze the guy before he speaks.
Let's see if he can figure his audio out. I'm waiting for him to crack open a Coors Light and hop on this call here.
The mountains are blue.
Dave, are there anything that you like out of this game so far? Just looking at it off the bat.
I think the Jets have the advantage here. New England still training wheels. I think they're not going to be off and running just yet. This could be a game where Aaron either plays very, very well or very, very bad. I don't think there's going to be an in-between game from him. So I think I think New England comes into MetLife and I think takes the L.
I'd like to see New England pull an upset here, but coming into New York, it's going to be a little difficult. It is a primetime game, so that 38.5 under looks very promising.
Yes.
I think, everybody here in this podcast knows about the primetime unders. Mr. Byer himself is one of the GOATs at picking primetime under games. He's still trying to get us figured out here. He can't. Hold on. What is going on with him? So the lad is having technical difficulties. We're going to have to figure that out. I don't have any picks for this Patriots-Jets game, but I would love to see an upset here. Moving on into the early Sunday slate, the first game I'd like to talk about is our Cleveland Browns. They are the betted favorites at home against the Giants. They're a 6.5-point spread. with an under of 38.5, just like the Thursday night game. This game could also be a slop fest. Right off the bat, Dave, what do you think?
You know my rule. I don't bet on my favorites, so I don't bet on Ohio State, the Cleveland Browns, or the Toledo Rockets. It always burns me. So I'm going to abstain from picking.
That's fair. I do have my favorite of the week is the Cleveland Browns 6.5 point spread. I think we are good to go this week. I think this is a safe bet. I think we're finally going to break away from whatever week one was. I think that we're trending in the right direction after last week against the Jaguars. Lock me in for the Browns 6.5 point spread to cover.
To cover. Got it.
The next game in the slot, we have the Denver Broncos at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Tampa is on a roll with Daddy Baker. The Bucs coming in as the betting favorites, over under a 40 and a 6.5 point spread as well. I think that the Buccaneers walk out of this game with no issue. Bo Nix, hasn't really fallen into a role yet where he's comfortable. I don't think that the Buccaneers are in any position right now to lose to this team. I think they're going to just steamroll them. That 6.5 point spread looks nice, but what do you think, Dave? What do you think about this game?
I completely agree. I think Tampa Bay will cover by at least 2 touchdowns and maybe a field goal in there, so win by at least 17. I think Baker, the touchdown maker, wins out supreme. I think all the cylinders are clicking. Offense, defense, special teams. Like you said, Bo Nix still trying to learn that Denver offense, and their defense is not so good. I don't think they'll be able. It's going to be a track meet on Tampa Bay's side, but I don't think Denver will put up many points.
Jason, are you here with us?
Yeah, we're here. First of all, gentlemen, Corgy, nice to fucking see you, buddy. How you feeling?
Good. How are you?
Drinking a silver bullet here. I got this laptop, and I got about 5,000 emails from Caesar's Rewards, FanDuel, my bookie when I was 8. I haven't paid in 5 years. The whole thing's just complete dumpster fire over here to start the podcast off, but we're ready to fire. What are we talking about here?
At least you got a cold one, right?
We're currently talking about the Buccaneers hosting the Broncos. Looks like a slop fest for the Broncos. Buccaneers on a roll with Baker Daddy. What do you think about that game, Jason?
Yeah, last year I was always on here talking bad about Baker Mayfield, but he looked like the better quarterback than Deshaun Watson to start the season off here. So he's going to keep it rolling.
I like that. Next game we got in a slot is the Pittsburgh Steelers hosting the LA Chargers. The Chargers coming in as the underdog, surprisingly, for this game. I thought for sure the Chargers would come in as the favorites, but Steelers are 2-0 somehow, some way, and they're going to keep rolling. I do have one prop for this game, and it is my prop of the week. Give me all of Chris Boswell's field goals made. I think he's going to slam at least 3 to 4 field goals in this game. It's going to be ugly for the Steelers. Chargers are going to have probably a tough time with TJ Watt, but we got Alt, who had a really good couple weeks to start the season blocking those defensive ends. So I don't know. I'd like to think that this 1.5 point spread is going to go one way or the other, but I'm thinking it's going towards the Chargers, and I think the Chargers are going to win.
I completely agree. I think Pitt's luck runs out. I think the Pitt Panthers beating West Virginia in the backyard brawl is the only magic that'll happen in Pittsburgh in the next few weeks. I think the Steelers are going to be outmatched, outgunned, defense, offense, special teams. I think Mr. Oregon Duck will have a game and he will feast against that Steelers defense.
Corgy, I got one thing to say about that. That's eat shit, Pitt. Give me the Chargers all day long here. Let's go Mountaineers. Game was a load of shit, but keep it rolling here. I'm getting pretty pissed off about watching these Steelers. Let me tell you, those Yinzers down there think they got themselves a football team or something, but they still want to fire Tomlin somehow. Give us the Chargers all day long here, gentlemen.
We've got the Philadelphia Eagles next at the New Orleans Saints, who are on a hot streak right now. The Saints are coming in as the favorites against the Eagles. Does that feel rightfully so at this point? I mean, are we starting to think the Saints are the real deal, or is there a possible fraud alert? Is this the game that would set them apart from a real deal team, or what do you guys think?
I think the cream rises at the top. Does Alvin Kamara rush against one of the best defenses in the National Football League and the Eagles? This is put up or shut up time. If they do that, then they are the far favorite to go deep into the playoffs and maybe even a Super Bowl berth. It's been a long time coming from New Orleans. They have a historic program with fan base. They get just as rowdy as they do here in the pit and the Muni Lot in Cleveland. I think, like I said, if Alvin has a good game and the QB has a serviceable game, I think they can squeak it by. But on the other hand, Philly, I think they're going to be playing the upset, and I think Philly will take it. I think it'll be a bounce back game for them, and I think they'll do just fine.
We're talking Saints versus the Eagles, huh?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I think we're gonna be seeing a different coach out there in Philadelphia here, middle of the season. So I think the Saints are gonna squeak this one out. They got a nice team because now they when Kamara was first coming out, it was like all Drew Brees would do is throw it underneath. But now they got what the hell is that guy's name? Raheed Shaheed or whatever the hell his name is. That dude stretches the defense, and then they got Kamara as well, and he dump it off underneath. They got
don't forget about Chris Olave. I mean, Chris Olave has not gotten anything going in the first 2 weeks. I would expect him to finally get something going this week. The Eagles secondary doesn't look the best right now. I think that they're going to catch stray, and Chris Olave will get his first touchdown of the season.
What's the line on this game?
What's that?
What's the line on this game?
49.5. The Saints are the favorites, and it's a 2.5 point spread.
In New Orleans?
Yep.
Coming off a tough loss with Philly, though, man. That's a tough spot for him. But
Yeah.
we'll see what happens. I like the Saints to get the win, though.
Yeah, it would be great to see the Saints go 3-0. I think if they lose, though, going back to my original question, I don't think that they're on fraud alert. I think that they do have a chance to sneak by and win the NFC South. Brandon and I did just announce we're doing the race to first place again. And this year we do have the NFC South with me picking the Buccaneers and Brandon taking a gamble and picking the Atlanta Falcons. After Monday night, though, I mean, the Falcons could be the real deal as well. I mean, it's a long season, but man, they sure looked fun to watch.
Did you ever actually buy him that steak dinner?
Nope, we're doing double or nothing. I haven't seen the man. The man's busy. He's working right now.
Guy's always working.
Good for him. I just pulled this up, and Philly's been favored in the past 5 games, and they have only covered one time. It's the first time they're going in as a dog. Maybe it turns it around. Maybe they just need that dog.
Yes.
Got to put that dog mask on.
We got the next game coming in at the Vikings hosting the Houston Texans. Texans coming in as favorites on the road with a 2-point spread over under at 46 even. I'd like to say that this is going to be another easy one for the Texans, but with the way the Vikings played against the 49ers, this might be a shocker to everybody, but the Vikings could pull it off at home as the underdog.
I agree. I think their defense is picking up for their offense. JJ McCarthy out for the year, having a quarterback step in and do as well as they have. Justin Jefferson making huge plays. He's going to be out for X amount of weeks. That's the only question mark. Who do they go to besides him? They are pretty reliant on just him and that offense. So if they can find a couple other playmakers, they'll do just fine. CJ Stroud, Ohio State guy, away. It's going to be in a dome, just like they play in. I'm leaning more towards the Minnesota Vikings as well.
I think the over hits in this game at 46.
I think it'll be a track meet. Yeah, it'll hit. I think you might see the 20+ points.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah.
Look who it is.
Betterman, how are we doing?
Better late than never.
What's going on, boss? Need a beer?
Not much, just living the dream, running the VR. I see we got a Coors Light. The mountain's looking very blue,
Of course.
down in Columbus.
Of course. They're always cold. They're always blue.
Exactly, and just like my balls.
Brandon, I'm going to put you in the hot seat. We have gone over about 5 games already. I want to play rapid fire with you. You're just
Alright,
going to
hit me
have to
with
give
it.
me your winner as I go down the list.
Okay, do I get any odds with it?
Nope.
Okay, all right, cool. Hit me with it.
Patriots at Jets.
Jets,
Giants at Browns.
Browns,
Broncos at Bucks.
Bucks,
Chargers at Steelers.
Chargers,
Eagles at Saints.
Saints,
And Texans at Minnesota.
Texans.
All right, caught up.
Bingo bongo, it's the way of the fucking road, boys.
Dialed in.
Like he never even left. He was always there.
Exactly.
All right, we've got the Tennessee Titans hosting the Green Bay Packers. Titans coming in as the favorites at an over-under of 38 points with a 2-point spread. This is probably going to be the ugliest game of the week. I would fully expect the under to hit here. This might be one of those 9-6 games. I do see the Titans pulling it off, but those Green Bay Packers with Malik Willis, they showed up last week against the Colts. I was very surprised about that game.
And the under hit in that game as well. That should have been a track beat.
Mm-hmm.
And they scored 26 points, which is outrageous. I called for 20 points at the end of the first half, and they scored 26 combined, which is crazy.
Brandon, what do you think about this Packers-Titans game?
It's one shit of a lineup, You got some shit hawks on one side and you got some, Malik Willis on the other. You can't really get a good winner on this one, so I'm just going to go with Josh Jacobs and the Packers. Better coach, better situation, it's the way of the road.
I like, the shit hawks and the shit bird and the shit storm are brewing here. Yeah, I guess got to go to the other side here and take the Titans. Man, they're going to get a win here at home. They're going to keep it rolling. They might just go 500 this year and make the wild card game. You know what I mean? They got a really good shot at being 500.
Yeah, the defense is deadly. I like that defense a lot. They don't really give up points. One thing that I do like in this game is the under. I'm absolutely hammering the under in this game. Like I said before, you got Malik Willis throwing the ball maybe 12 times this game. Will Levis, he's going to have probably at least one interception, so that's going to be another good bet as well. I do think it's kind of a coin flip, but I just think the Packers are better coached at the end of the day.
Now, it is the homecoming of Malik Willis as he was just traded from the Tennessee Titans a couple weeks ago. So I don't know if that's any incentive for him to ball out, but can he ball out is the question.
Depends if they let him throw. I don't know if I would, but
Yeah, shit. What did Josh Jacobs have, like 25 carries in the first half or something crazy like that?
yeah, 100. I think he finished with 152
151.
rushing yards.
151, yeah.
Yeah,
That boy going crazy.
yeah. I was shocked when it was like 115 and my Josh Jacobs over 80 plus rushing yards solo ticket won. That's the only one that I won this weekend. Was not a good weekend for me.
Yeah, we did go over at the beginning of the episode that you and Jason were both 0-3 in your picks. Jason, I did clarify though that you were betting the spreads and not the money line, but you still lost regardless.
Yeah, you have a couple of drinks and sometimes you throw losers out there, but it's not about the losers. It's about the valuable player points that you earn and the possibility of, getting a sick ass offer to go to the Bahamas or something like that with Caesar's Rewards.
Yeah.
You're with those valuable player points, you're either going to the Bahamas or you're going to Jersey City. One or the other.
Well, here's the thing, right? I'm a diamond member now, boss. Get the upgrade
Ooh.
Bahamas, get baklava buffet at Caesar's Palace on the house, keep it rolling.
Do they got the mountains out there? I would assume so.
Well, the mountains out there are brown. It's kind of weird.
Here in
shit.
Nevada, different type of mountain, but just as good.
Yep.
I think Josh Jacobs, they have the number 1 rushing offense versus the defense, which of the Titans is number 1 right now. Last time they met, it was a 10-point game going in favor of the Titans. I think the Packers play revenge, and I think they win pretty handily.
Like to see it. Next up on the slate, the Colts are hosting the Chicago Bears. Colts coming in as the favorites with an over-under of 43.5 and a 1.5 point spread. This is going to be a shitty game. I think we have a matchup between Caleb Williams and Anthony Richardson that could wow everybody, or this could be a really big boom or a really big doom, if let's just put it that way.
Yeah, where's Big Justice when you need him?
Chicken bake?
Yeah.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
There is nothing.
Chocolate cookie.
Be careful, we might get sued.
Yeah,
Oh,
trademark
we
infringement.
we might get hit with copyright on that. Damn.
There is nothing I like about this game. I'm going to stay away from it. I don't know if you guys have any prop bets or if there's any lines you like. What do you think, Jason?
Last year I was you got to pick one shitty team every year that you just like watching, you like betting on, and last year was the Rams. I'm telling you, this year it's the Indianapolis Colts, man. They're going to be getting after him here. They're got to let that dude carry the ball a little bit more. Let him carry the ball. Going to be a good team.
Yeah, I think.
Well, they got to keep him in the fourth quarter, though.
The dude's got a cannon.
Oh, you're talking about Richardson.
Yeah.
Yeah. He does got a cannon. He do be throwing some picks, though. I think going into this week, I didn't really see the week 3 matchups, but I was about to just start betting the over-unders on whoever the opposing team's running back against the Indianapolis Colts was, because, I mean, they're just letting people run all over them. By far have the worst rush defense, which honestly shocked me, having Buckner up front. And I think they still have Grover Stewart up front, too. So they have 2 good DTs and a pretty solid D-line, I thought. But their rush defense has been ass so far. So I'm going to stay away from this one like a Diddy party and just, not have any part of it.
I'm going to make a pick, but it's going to be reluctantly. I really don't like either of these teams. This isn't going to be a game that I really care to watch, don't want to watch. Caleb Williams and his finger paint nails maybe gets his rushing touches. He did pretty well last week, but I think Anthony Richardson will outthrow them, and I think Indy will bounce back from that loss from the Packers last week. So I say Indy. That's all I have for this one.
Yeah, Chicago. I'm like scared to bet on this one because if anything, and it's a wild pick, but I would almost go Bears defensive or special teams touchdown anytime. Bears secondary is lethal, low key. Brisker, you got Jalen Johnson. Trying to think of their other defensive backs. It's a pretty well known guy. But Bears defense is legit. I mean, they held the Texans to 19 points. So I'm not sleeping on them. They just got to get that offense clicking because they have too many weapons to not be putting up any points. Caleb Williams still has yet to get his first touchdown. And I'm pretty sure the Bears don't have an offensive touchdown yet.
No, they don't.
Oh, wait, no, did Swift get one? No, Herbert got one.
I'm still waiting for Caleb Williams' touchdown pass. How many interceptions TDs does he have this year? I think it'll be very lopsided.
It'll be like 5 to 15.
Yes. 33% completion rate because he's sitting at 56.1 right now from overall, and I think that'll just continue to go down.
Jason, any last words on this Colts game?
You guys watch any of the Colts game week 1 against?
Yes.
Yeah, that game. I thought that was one of the best games of the week.
Yeah, Anthony Richardson completed like 11 passes for like 250 yards, and 2 of them were like 60 and 70-yard bombs. But the other 10 were just like drop them off to the running back. He's a dog.
All right, this next game, we've got the Carolina Panthers coming into Vegas to play the Raiders. Raiders are heavily favored in this game with a 5 point spread and a 40 point over under. hear me out, guys. Andy Dalton might pull a victory here.
I think so as well. I think this is just what Carolina needed. A switch at the helm. Captain Redbeard, Andy Dalton. I think he'll get it done for the Carolina Panthers. So he filled in last year and threw over for 270 plus yards and 2 TDs. So he's got the production. I think it'll be a slugfest, but Minshew will have a good game as well.
I think the under hits in this game. It's at 40 points. I don't see both of these teams putting up 20, let alone one team putting up 30 or more.
I think you're good to go if it even goes to 41. If you want to buy a point and go take the under, I think you should be doing that as well. Yeah, always buy a point if you can. But yeah, take the under.
What's the deal? They legit bench this guy? He's not playing no more?
No, so in his 18 games, he went what? 2-16.
2-16, yeah.
So they benched him. He had like one of the worst completion rates to start as a quarterback.
And QBR rating, yeah.
Yeah. So, I mean, something had to be done. But if you're the Panthers, you got egg on your face. I mean, you genuinely already have to point out that you wasted all those picks. You gave up DJ Moore. You gave up Brian Burns.
Yep.
Everything for this one pick, Bryce Young, and you just benched him. So
Interesting. Well, I gotta say this. I wouldn't touch this if it was a slot machine that had a maxed out major. I wouldn't touch it one bit. I'm out of here. I'm not playing this game. Not even gonna make a pick. All I gotta say is God bless Las Vegas.
So this is actually my dog of the week. I took Carolina money line. You're out with, Bryce Young. You throw in the cinnamon Zinachino in the pouch right here. And the plus 190 money line, you can't go wrong with it. Nothing like a cinnamon Zinachino on a Friday night, except it's a Sunday afternoon.
Well, in the multiverse, it's actually Wednesday night.
Oh.
all right, moving on. We've got the Seahawks hosting the Dolphins. Seahawks actually are the favorites in this game, with Tua being announced. He's going in the IR for the foreseeable future. 4.5 point spread, 41.5 points. I'd like to see Smith and Jigba get a touchdown this week. That's what I like to see. I just would like to see somebody other than DK getting a touchdown. And Charbonnet.
Yeah, I like the Seahawks this week as well. I'm curious whether Snoop Huntley is going to get any touches because he did get picked up by the Dolphins, which I like that signing, especially over Skylar Thompson, who hasn't done shit personally. And I want the Dolphins to win, but I'm going to go with Seahawks money line on this one if I'm going to put anything on it. And then I'm right with Dylan. Give me a JSN anytime touchdown. After a hell of a performance. I think he had 16 targets last week.
Over 100 reception yards too.
Yeah.
Seahawks.
Oh, sorry, guys. I just got a concussion. I think Tua being out is pretty much the writing on the wall for the Miami Dolphins. And why are you talking so much hate about Skylar Thompson, the Kansas State phenomenon?
I mean, you said it yourself.
He's been in the organization for 3 years. All the games he's been in, he's done very well.
Almost won him a playoff game in Buffalo.
Correct. He played pretty consistently in the 3 games, including the playoff game. I don't know much about this other quarterback. I know Seattle's a 5.5 point dog. I don't like those half points at all. So I'll have to go with the Seattle Seahawks on this one. Sorry, Tua.
I'm not gonna lie, gentlemen. I think Brandon Park was pretty pissed off when he saw Tua go down because he knew now going forward on a week-to-week basis he wasn't gonna be able to hear Corgy say, "I'm gonna take Tua." Fucking viewers now.
You know me too well, Mr. Byer. You know me too well.
He's like,
Get the viewership up, and I put my foot in my mouth, and we'll put that one to bed.
no one's here to see Corgy say that anymore, which is pretty not good. We need
Corky,
to
you didn't need to plug in your foot finder.
Yeah.
All
yeah, we
right.
back so Corgy can make that pick every week. But yeah, this is like a bull blitz bonus in the casino when you hit it and you're just yelling as loud as you can. Bull blitz. So yeah, give me the Seahawks here all day long.
All right, we got another NFC West matchup here. We've got the Rams hosting the 49ers. The Rams are the underdogs at home, 7-point spread, 44.5 points. This game's going to be ugly for the Rams as they just lost Cooper Kupp and Puka Nacua for the foreseeable future. 49ers are out with Debo and they're out with CMC, so it's going to be ugly all around, but I still see the 49ers walking away as winners here.
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna touch this game at all. Like you said, Puka Nacua, Cooper Kupp, both out. You got Brock Purdy without Debo Samuel, which we've seen is not a good sight. This game's gonna be ugly. I don't know if I want to touch this one. If I do, San Francisco money line because they just have the overall better roster. But yeah, no, I'm not liking this game at all.
I think San Fran uses Mason. He's been really effective this year. He's the freshman phenom. He continues to put up great stats. With Samuel being out, do we get another Kittle touchdown? Maybe. But I think San Fran will take care of business and win this one pretty handily and have Matt Stafford and the Rams go 0-3.
Scary.
Here's what you do on this one, gentlemen. You're gonna take the Los Angeles Rams and you're gonna take the under and you're gonna parlay those together, but you're gonna do a 6-point teaser on each, and you're gonna get about even money there. But you're telling me this game won't be does that make that 13 points and under 50 points? That's all day long. Put that in your book. Maybe take your 401k, put it on that, and then we'll figure out what we're gonna do with on Sunday Night Football once we win that bet.
All right, next game, we've got the Arizona Cardinals coming off a hot win, facing off against the Detroit Lions at home. They are the underdogs at home, coming out with a 3-point spread and 51.5 points. Boys, does MHJ do it again?
I'm gonna go ahead and say yes. I'm not gonna put money on it though. What I do like in this game though is Kyler Murray, 250 plus passing yards. It's at plus 135. I feel like that's an easy ticket win. I mean, especially with this Lions defense, their secondary hasn't really shown up a whole lot. Granted, they gave Baker some problems, but I think Kyler Murray's playing, back to the form that we've seen before in the past. And I really liked what I've seen from Kyler Murray so far. I really like him to go 250 plus.
Borg?
I was gonna say, don't be shy.
You got it, Jason.
Oh, you want me to go? All right.
Oh, he's making his mind up.
Well, I'm firing off a Lions all day long here, a Marvin Harrison under, a Kyler Murray under, and the Lions all day long.
All right, I respect that. I respect that.
1 second, guys.
Wait, is this game in Detroit or Arizona?
It's in Arizona.
In Arizona.
Ooh. All right. Well, regardless, they're still playing in the dome. So.
Mm-hmm.
Coach Dan Campbell here. Going to be over 50 points. Over 50 points. 50-cent wings. 50-cent wings. I think Arizona, they had that great game last week. I think Kyler Murray is going to have his same old game as he always does. Overperforms, no. Underperforms, yes. I think Dan Campbell and the boys go to the desert with a W.
Fair enough. We're going to take a quick little break here. But when we come back, we've got my favorite type of bet, the 1 point spread of the week. All right, welcome back. It is now time for the 1 point spread of the week, boys. We have the Dallas Cowboys hosting the Ravens. Ravens actually are the favorites on the road in Dallas with a 1 point spread and a 48.5 point over under. The money lines are very close, though. It's minus 118 and minus 102. You ask me, I actually have to take the Cowboys in this game. I think the
Hold up.
Cowboys are going to cover the 1 point spread.
Josh Naylor just hit that home run and launched his bat across the ball field. That was sick. Nice bat flip. All right, sorry, go ahead.
I think Dallas is going to pull it off. 1 point spread. They're going to win.
Dylan, I'm going to go opposite of you on this one. I don't see Baltimore starting off the season 0-3. Go ahead and give me the Ravens. You said it was minus 118?
Yeah.
Yeah, go ahead and give me that Ravens money line at 118.
Corg?
I do not remember a time where Joe Burrow, Matt Stafford, and Lamar Jackson started their season 0-2. I think Lamar Jackson will get the egg off of his face, and I think the Baltimore Ravens will pick up a slight victory against the Dallas Cowboys.
Okay. Lad?
Man, what a gauntlet to start the season off for the Ravens, man. It's hell of a – or wait, never mind. They played the Raiders.
Yeah, and they lost.
Yeah, they
The
just
Dirty
suck.
Birds.
They just suck.
But to play the Chiefs and the Cowboys in the first 3 weeks is pretty tough.
This is true.
Yeah, for sure.
It's like Tech or Georgia's gauntlet here coming up soon.
What do you mean? Florida State played a lot of people too.
Well, doesn't Georgia have like Alabama, Texas?
Yep.
Wait, hold on. Corgy, now that you brought up Florida State, Jason, how are we feeling about Florida State?
It's just the way she goes. We're rebuilding, just got to rebuild the team, it's the way she goes.
Hey, he's the biggest UTEP fan out there though right now.
Yeah, I'm a UTEP Miners fan who's
Wow.
also 0-3. I want to put it out there that I've had the worst start to a football season as a fan. The UTEP Miners 0-3, the Florida State Seminoles 0-3, and the Browns start off 0-1. If the Browns didn't win last week, I would have been a combined 0-8 as a fan.
But you know what? You know what though, lad? I thought you started liking them Googs Buckeyes.
Well, like
Oh.
I'm a native now. Like I kind of have to support, but like I'm more of a Miners fan than anything. You know what I mean?
I knew you liked minors.
Wait. So,
Wait,
never mind.
pause.
Corgy said something worse than I was going to.
No Diddy. No Diddy.
Yeah.
What's up?
No Diddy.
No, did he?
Well, back
Big
to the
Miners
game.
guy.
I was going to say,
Yeah.
Mr. Byer, do the Buckeyes have your consent as a fan? Or
Until someone starts to annoy me, like a dumm fan starts to annoy me, and they're like, "Oh yeah, he's a great player, and they start annoying me. Then I'm just like, "All right, yeah, it's enough." But yeah, I'll back them.
Are you starting the Ryan Day fan club at your work?
No, Ryan Day should be fired. He should have been fired a long time ago.
I heard you and him have a Rogaine commercial coming up. Is that true? Confirm nor deny.
Those are just allegations, Corgy. You've had a couple Coors Lights. I've had a couple Coors Light. I don't think either of us know what you're saying right now.
What's up and what's down? The beer.
But here's the thing, gentlemen. Jerry Jones, a lot of people are saying he's a great guy. Never met him, but he's a fierce leader. A lot of people are saying it. Give me the Ravens, must win on week 3. They gotta win.
All right. To cap off Sunday, we have Sunday Night Football. The Atlanta Falcons, on their little great win against the Eagles, are hosting the Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs coming on the road as a favorite with a 3.5 point spread and a 46.5 point over under. I mean, it's not going to be a cakewalk by any means, but I think the Chiefs win this game. I think we finally get a Travis Kelce touchdown.
I'm not really liking that 3.5-point spread. Something tells me that Vegas thinks that this game's going to be pretty competitive. Um, you know, I think that Dirty Bird secondary, those safeties with Jesse Bates and Justin Simmons, I mean, I think that they're lethal. If Kirk plays the way that he did on that last drive, Falcons have a chance. If we don't get that Kirk for the Falcons, then Chiefs are going to run away with this game before it even starts. Go ahead and give me Rashee Rice touchdown. I feel like that's been automatic as of late. Xavier Worthy, I just don't see it happening. I think they just have too good of a safety background and DB background. And Judon's been playing really good for them as well. But I don't know if I want to touch the spread on this one because I could see it being a very close game. But I could also see it being a blowout. So I'm going to just avoid this spread without all I have.
The Chiefs did just sign Kareem Hunt back to their team. He's currently on the practice squad. Do we see Kareem Hunt getting any touches this weekend?
Yes, and I believe a vulture touchdown deep in the red zone.
I'm hoping this game's a blowout so we can see Kareem Hunt kick a field goal.
What?
Better than kicking other things,
Shout out to the 9 downtown, home of history.
Jason's a good friend of him at the casino.
Oh yeah, I did run into him one time at the casino. He probably had a couple too many drinks, considering it was training camp. But can confirm, he was earning valuable player points. Now, there's not much valuable player points being earned at the Jack because they don't give you shit up there. You can't
Hey, they give you free buffets.
You can't go to that's about all you get is a buffet. But what game we talk? Oh, Chiefs all day long here. They got something. I think the tight ends are dead this year, buddy. I don't know about your buddy Kelsey here.
He's due. He's due for one.
You think so?
So was Kyle Pitts. I think between the one of them, they got to get at least one touchdown. That's all I'm hoping for.
No, Kyle Pitts already got his yearly touchdown.
Yeah, versus the Steelers, but that wasn't a loss, so no one remembers it. So he's good for 3 to 5 catches, maybe 30 yards. So we'll take the under in his yards for sure. But I think does Kansas City get another bailout call like they did last week?
They might not even need bailed out. This game might be over before it even starts.
Yeah.
If Atlanta can get the running game going and they keep handing it off to Bijan like they did against Philadelphia, I think that's going to keep them in this game, and maybe we'll get some Kirk magic again on primetime.
We haven't said that too much with Kirk.
No, but we got the roll going now. Why stop? Kirk Chains, keep them rolling.
He saw some flashes in the pan when he was with the Vikings. I have family that loves the Vikings, so it's pretty hard to watch them and the Browns in the same week, especially when they play each other. It's a snooze fest, and especially if the Vikings do beat the Browns. But anyway, I think Kansas City will take it pretty handily.
All right, and to end the week, we've got 2 Monday Night Football games, one starting at 7:30, one at 8:15 Eastern Standard Time. The Buffalo Bills are hosting the Jacksonville Jaguars. Bills are favorites at home with a 5-point spread and a 45.5 over/under. Now, I think that this primetime game screams Josh Allen 2 or more touchdowns.
1 rushing and 1 passing. Make it a little bit more dicey.
I think the Jacksonville Jaguars come up with a loss to the Browns, pissed off, but I think that the Buffalo Bills are the better team here. I'm looking to keep rolling with my fantasy football team. I got Josh Allen. I need more than 9 points from him, so I'm looking for points. So give me all the Bills touchdowns.
Yeah, go ahead and give me Bills money line in this one. Not looking like a big win ticket, but I think it's an easy dub for a ticket. And then just for shits and gigs, I'll throw a little touchdown parlay, a little tutty something. James Cook anytime. And then let's go ahead and Dalton Kincaid's due. I have him on fantasy as well. I have that duo between him and Josh Allen. Go ahead and give me a Dalton Kincaid tutty. And I do like the odds for Josh Allen to run in for a tutty as well.
Is it Trevor L. Bank Stadium? I believe the Jaguars will lose pretty handily on Monday night to Josh Allen and the Bills. I think it's going to be a bounce back game for Josh Allen, putting up pretty subpar numbers last week. Josh Allen always plays pretty good in prime time as well, so he'll shine on Monday night.
Monday Night Football.
I need an explanation here on why there's 2 games.
They've just been doing that randomly.
Because the one matchup is so shit, they need another game that fans can, stay tuned to.
They did that on Thursday night a lot when Prime was kicking off too, because they didn't know how that would work, and we got some pretty dog shit Thursday night games.
The prime games for a couple of years were bad. Last season was rough. But
Yeah, last year was horrendous.
I think that was due to a lot of injuries and IRs too. I think they thought it was going to be better than what it was, and then it was just poop on a plate, and here, eat it, watch it.
the Browns Steelers game 2 years ago was a shootout. That was fun.
That's when Nick Chubb blew out his knee, right?
No, 2 years ago.
No, the Browns picked it up at on a bullshit last minute and blew a bunch of people's bets.
Yeah.
They were trying to
Right.
throw
It was
back
the end of the game play where they tried to lateral it back and it didn't cover, so they voided everyone's bets. I do remember that.
Yeah. But I don't think you guys are thinking about this, right? So Miami. Buffalo just went into Miami last week on Thursday on the mini bye because they played Thursday and then Monday. So they probably gave the players off until maybe Tuesday. So, you got people like James Cook who are Miami native and he's going out and partying a whole bunch and he's going to be sluggish because he's probably drinking a bottle of liquor, probably Hennessy or something along those lines in a club or something like that. And I'm telling you right now, from experience, you drink and try and play football, you're either really good or you're really bad. And I think they're going to be really bad. Give me the Jags. All of Buffalo is down there in Miami partying all weekend. They don't know what the hell's going on now. They're clueless. Give me Jacksonville. They got to get a win here.
All right. We finish off the week with the Cincinnati Bengals hosting the Washington Commanders. Bengals are heavily favored in this game. 7.5 points spread with a 47-point over-under. This is the biggest spread of the week, actually, which I was surprised about. Just off the top, you guys, do we think that Jane Daniels doesn't come in and perform here against the Bengals?
I haven't watched much of him, if any. Got no comment there, but I think these past 3 picks, 3 out of my past. No, I can't remember what order we're going in here, but you need a win, man. You can't start off 0-3, and some of these teams are good teams that are 0-2, and they're going to have to find a way.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people are just going to look the other way and say, oh, they're 0-2. They're not going to be a good ball club this year, but I really think that the Bengals got a good shot at being 500, making the wild card this year. You know what I mean?
I do know what you mean.
So give me the Bengals here. I don't know if we're going to get so ignorant that we might take over a touchdown here, but I really do believe Jamar Chase, and you can put this on my prop of the week, he is due.
Okay.
Yeah, I think the Bengals take it pretty handily. I think Washington needs a lot of help. Eckler hasn't scored a touchdown. Ertz hasn't scored a touchdown. Daniels is doing the best he can being a rookie, but he needs those helps from those veteran guys, and he hasn't gotten it yet. So if he doesn't get it this week, when? So I think they drop to 1-2. I think the Bengals pick up the win and go to 1-2, and they win this one by a field goal.
Okay. I think this is going to be a primetime under. That 47 is going to be way under.
It wasn't under last year. Yeah, it was 21-19 last year. Washington won by 3. So
okay,
I like that under a lot.
If I have any prop, it's going to be Jaden Daniels. Anytime rushing touchdown, I think he'll sneak one in here.
That's a solid bet.
He and Marvin Harrison Jr. surpassed Caleb Williams this week as the betting favorite. They're tied right now for the betting favorite of Rookie of the Year offensively. Jaden Daniels is having the best rookie quarterback season of the three that are being watched right now between Bo Nix, Jaden, and Caleb. But I think if you ask me, give Marvin Harrison a few more weeks and he'll be all by himself at the top. Commanders got a tough schedule, always tough in the NFC East, so it's hard being a rookie quarterback in a tough league like this.
Yeah, Daniels doesn't have any passing TDs either. He's just rushed in. So
Right. Yep.
he'll sling the ball in and score 6
Yep.
with his arm. I'm not really seeing the value there.
No. But that does wrap up week 3. Make sure you guys check out our Instagram page at Hold My Bev. We are going to be posting our week 3 pick'ems between the 4 of us. We'll each have our favorite of the week, our underdog of the week, and our prop bet of the week. We're not going to announce them right here. So head over to our Instagram so that you guys can find out what we bet for this week and try to tail us. Brandon did have to leave early. He was involved in something outside of the podcast, but he was able to tune in for a little bit. So until next time, I'm glad we brought the lad back home, get him on the pod. Glad Corgy could come back again, a special guest for the pick'ems.
Always. Thank you.
Any last words?
What's the deal here? Are we doing spreads or are we just picking money lines on these favorites and dogs of the week?
It could be that your favorite spread, like whoever you think is going to cover, that's a favorite, or you could do an underdog spread that you think an underdog's going to cover, or just money line. But either way, it doesn't matter. Just let me know who you're picking and what you're picking.
All right, yeah, those are definitely going to win this week. Last week we were just shooting from the hip, kind of shooting from the hip right now. But let me have a couple more drinks and look at the board a little bit more, and we can start seeing it a bit clearer. And
That's
then
right.
we're yeah.
Just send it on over to me. I'll get all that ready to go, and they'll be up on Hold My Bev when this comes out Thursday morning. Thanks again, guys, for listening. We'll see you guys next week on Tuesday for the week 3 recap.
God bless.
Peace.
Go Browns.